You are listening to Indie Soul Rhythms with Moochie Alfonso.
It's good for us, and it's good for me, yeah.
The show that brings you the very best in indie soul. It's probably the grooviest show on the planet.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Indie Soul Rhythms, and today we're joined by the vocal powerhouse, Ms. Felece Tillman, and we're glad that she's taking time off to be with us today. Welcome to Indie Soul Rhythms.
Thank you, Moochie Alfonso. It's a pleasure to be here on Indie Soul Rhythms, and thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you so much. So without further ado, if you don't mind, can we just, step right into it and get to hear more about your musical journey? Fantastic. So, your voice has been described as a blend of warmth and strength with a stunning 4-octave range. How did you discover your unique vocal ability, and what has been your journey in refining it over the years?
Wow. I love that description. I actually, I'm one of these people that kind of came out the womb singing.
All right.
I was born into a musical family. So I have a lot of a musical upbringing was just my day-to-day life growing up. My grandmother, my late grandmother, who I never met actually, she passed when my mother was young. She was a jazz pianist and vocalist too. Her name was Claire Bow. And her mother was a classical pianist. So music is in the blood. It runs deep. And so I knew that I had something special at like the age of 3. I was singing around the house and having everybody to sit down. You're going to listen to me sing. But as I continued to grow, I had the opportunity to go to a performing high school in Washington, D.C. In the States, it's called Duke Ellington. And auditioned and got in that performing arts school, which is amazing. And, started to get an understanding of the voice and the vocal cords and breathing and all of the intricacies that makes up of a vocalist and a singer to be trained, in singing. So definitely that allowed me to refine, the natural God-given talent. And then I went to a university, HBCU, historically Black college in Richmond, Virginia. It's called Virginia Union University.
Yeah. And
I received my bachelor's of vocal music and theory there.
Wow.
So that was, again, even more, right, foundational, technical, training and technique over and over again for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
So those really amazing early foundation gave me the tools and the know-how to, get to know my voice, understand where my range is, what's my sweet spot, and then, performing, right? Well, all of the performance, that I do, I just, fine-tuned it through experience and vocal coaching and listening to other vocal masters in the game that I just kind of sit at their feet and listen.
Right.
I think it's so important to still be a student, even though you know what you know.
Yeah.
So I have range, I can, I'm alto, I have a little tenor there, and I can also do up to first soprano.
Yeah.
But I find in all of those different registers, my voice sounds different. And so I welcome that. And I'm thankful that I have that, and I just use it. Yeah.
That's totally amazing. You've mentioned, your lineage in terms of your family history regarding to music. your
Yeah.
training, going to college,
Yeah.
etc. But who were some of the key musical influences that shaped your artistry?
Oh, wow. So many. I would definitely say, the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin,
Oh wow.
Whitney Houston,
Yeah.
Shaka Khan, Natalie Cole,
All
Sarah
the greats.
Vaughan,
All the greats.
all the greats,
Yeah.
Nancy Wilson, Tremaine Hawkins in gospel,
Yeah.
Vesta Williams, the late Vesta Williams.
Mm.
And then on the men's side, Luther Vandross. I mean, oh God, Stevie Wonder,
Yeah.
um, Philip Bailey,
Oh wow.
all the hard,
Yeah.
all the heavy hitters. But that's my, I'm Gen X, Gen X in the house. So
Yeah, yeah.
those musical geniuses and legends definitely influenced me, and the Jacksons, the Jackson Five, Michael Jackson. I mean, just what can you say?
Wow. When you went through all the greats, it's just amazing that there's so much musical history. There's so much we've been
Oh my
blessed
God.
musically over the years.
Oh yes,
Wow.
absolutely. And they all represent, you know,
Mm,
um, powerhouse, whether their vocal ability or their songwriting or
mm.
their artistry. Um, so it's so much more. But yeah, those are definitely I would say and Tina, the late Tina Marie too, late
Oh
influences.
yes. Oh
I
yeah.
would just listen to them.
I
All of them
know.
I still listen to this day. Like I still,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's amazing. And can you just share with us a little bit, any particular memorable moments throughout your musical career, whether on stage, in the studio, or during your travels?
Oh man, so many.
Just
Memorable,
share one
memorable.
with us.
Okay, I would say one.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna say recently, when I was recording my latest album, Soulful Tales, and the whole recording process was just memorable because here I am completing and in the process of working on, this my original music
Hmm.
and the cover that I chose to do a little later on during that 6 month process. Um, the cover that I did of the Jackson Five, the late great amazing Michael Jackson, "Push Me Away."
Hmm.
And when I was recording that particular song, all of them, I have memorable moments because I'm like, I'm doing it, Felice, throughout all of the challenges, throughout all the obstacles, you're completing this, you're in this moment, it's
Hmm.
going well, and
Yeah.
so that just gave me, I gave my own self hope that this is getting done.
Yeah.
Um, but when I did put the Push Me Away track, and I know we'll get into that, that was like a month after Tito Jackson passed.
Yeah.
And so I had this like moment of like, wow, I am doing something that he wrote, that him and his brother Michael Jackson wrote. And it was just I was like, okay, Tito, Michael, please bless me. Bless me from on high as I do this and as I, breathe some new life into it. And me and my producer, we were like, okay, are we gonna do this? Like, are we gonna really attempt to do this? And so that was a memorable moment. Like I want to pay homage to that family, that iconic family that has given us so much rich music and a legacy
Absolutely.
that will go
Yeah.
on from generation to generation. And me doing just a little bit of that discography was
I
was
think
a was a moment for me.
it's worth saying shout out to the Jackson family that they have contributed a lot.
Shout out.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
yeah.
And
Period.
and we also got to give you your flowers. Congratulations on Soulful Tales. Uh,
Thank you.
I've
Thank
listened
you
to it.
so much.
The day I received the EP, I listened to it and I was like, okay, smooth jazz. I hear some Latin
Yeah,
grooves, soulful
yeah,
ballads. What
yeah.
inspired this infusion of styles? Because it's a brilliant
I
EP.
thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you so much. Um, I think I first of all, I love all the genres.
Mm,
Like I don't think there's a one genre that I really don't like, unless it's like that acid rock, like kind of like death songs. Like I can't get into
right.
that. But smooth jazz, I also sing jazz. I perform straight ahead jazz,
Mm,
smooth jazz, love R&B also and soul. So that was just a natural type of fusion for me,
right.
to build this tapestry
Right.
of different sounds out on the EP. And because I'm an indie artist, I get the freedom to do that. So I don't have
Absolutely.
the record company saying, you need to, we're only going to do a smooth jazz album, and the next album you might can do, a soulful, I have that freedom as an indie. And
Sure.
so I also find, I know we always have to characterize different music, right?
Yeah.
But I think that there is power in infusing those different styles, because now it's going to reach different people that
Absolutely.
may just only love soul. Maybe they're not a smooth jazz person, but they'll hear one song and be like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's the one I really love. So I'm like, it's something for everybody.
Amazing.
And but I love, yeah, but I love all genres, man. I mean, and the Latin vibe too. The Afro Cuba, I love it.
From listening to it, I hear,
Mm.
there are themes of love, heartache,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think rediscovery somewhere. Um,
yes.
were these themes drawn from personal experiences, and how did you approach translating these emotions into your music?
Wonderful questions. I love your questions, Moochie. Um,
Yeah, thank you.
Man, I love interviews that give thought. Well, yes, this is an EP, of personal experience for me. Love, loss, rediscovery.
Mm,
That is, I think, as a songwriter, for me, it's important to write music that people can relate to and resonate with.
mhm,
I think that all of those artists that we named from the past had powerful songs about love and heartbreak and loss and freedom and rediscovery, shock, Valerie Simpson writing I'm Every Woman, power.
yeah,
So coming up in that era, it's just like that's what you do. You want to write something from the heart.
sure.
Now, sometimes, of course, as a songwriter, you can observe and pull from different people's experience that you can write about, or writing about what's a reflection, like what's going on in society, music with messages. But
Yeah.
for this particular EP, for my first soulful EP coming out the gate, I wanted to write from my personal, and because by the time you reach my age, you're going to have a little bit of all of it.
I know.
You're going to experience love, loss,
Yeah.
heartbreak, breakup, divorce,
Yeah.
man.
Tell me
Uh,
about it.
and and it's something that it's the human experience.
Yeah.
And so that vulnerability, as I'm recording, I can emote that
Yeah.
because I've lived that. And yet make it palatable for people, to receive, and so they can do their own
Yeah.
journey or
Absolutely.
journaling, or like, wow,
Yeah.
you know, yeah,
And they might
yeah,
even find a little bit of themselves in there. So
And that's what I'm hoping. And that's what I've been hearing, the feedback. And
yeah,
that gives me so much joy. Yeah. Because sometimes the music of today can be so sterile and cold and kind of
absolutely.
robotic.
Yeah,
I want you to hear my breath, hear the pain, hear the beauty, hear the fun, hear the, within the music.
yeah.
So
And
that's very important to me.
I think that's the beauty of being independent artists because you've got freedom of creativity. I appreciate. So listening to Soulful Tales,
Yeah.
I instantly fell in
Yeah.
love with I Can't Forget. I don't know.
Okay.
I just listened to that and that I just got hooked to that. Can you talk us through the inspiration behind this song and what it's about?
So I can't forget, right? So I can't forget is a song about reminiscing on your first love because we all have first loves, and some of our first loves are
Yeah,
not tragic. Okay,
yeah.
so so me and my producer, shout out to Damone Arnold, who is a dear friend, who is a friend of mine. We went to Ellington together many years ago, and he is an amazing producer. He's written and worked with Jamie Foxx,
All right.
Mickey Howard, Gerald Albright, so he's doing his thing. And so the way that I create, I send him vocal notes, right? This is what I'm hearing. This is a melody. And then he sends me back what he's hearing, right? Creating, because he's also a musician.
Right.
And um, from that, I was like, what is this? What is this? What am I feeling? So I first got the hook first. Dun, 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 dun. I was just like, I wanted this to be a Latin feel.
Yeah.
So I already knew when we were talking, I said, okay, Damone, we're going to do a Latin vibe on this EP. This is the one. Um, and it was a different title. It was a different title first. And then as I kept kind of sitting and letting the song talk to me, the
Mm.
melody, the hook, I was like, I can't forget. I can't forget. What am I not forgetting? My first love, my first love. And so when the hook came, then I started writing the verses,
All
you
right.
know, and that was just like fun. That was an organic type of feel.
Yeah.
That we were calling that was like oh, okay, that's that song. The other ones were more like I had the words, I knew it was more solid, but this one kind of it took a minute to bubble up to say this is I'm about my first love. And I also thought about like, the late, I mean not the late, I'm sorry, don't say late, Lord. Songs about first loves.
Yes.
Renee and Angela had an amazing song, My First Love. And I was
Yes.
like, you know what? It's not been a song about first loves in a while. So
Yeah.
let me do something about I can't forget my first love. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that song is catching fire, man. I love it.
It
The song
is.
is catching fire.
Yeah, and I think probably a lot of people when they listen to that, they can identify and I suppose subconsciously, that's probably what happened to me. When I first listened to it, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah.
hooked, yeah.
And then we have, I've worked with some amazing musicians on the project.
Yeah.
Shout out to Al Carter, who was doing the guitar, man.
And shout out to him,
He just
man.
killed it. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
So here's a trick question. What's your favorite track from the EP? And it could be that it holds a special meaning to you, but and if
Wow.
yeah,
What's my personal favorite? That is
yes.
so tough.
Well, I've told you my personal
Oh
favorite
man,
is
I
I
can't
Can't Forget.
believe. Oh man. All of I can't. I don't know if I can. I can't name them because they're all my babies,
All
except
right.
for "Push Me Away" as a remake, right?
Yeah.
But dang, it's something because I'm my own record label, so I'm like, what am I going to lead with? What is the leading song
Yeah.
that I think is going to grab people first, so that they can continue to, you know, listen to the EP. And it was between I Can't Forget and Just When I Thought, which is a
Right.
song about rekindled love.
Yeah.
So those two are like neck and neck, man. They battle with me. They if I say one, they might get mad at me. Uh, but I'm gonna go with I Can't Forget. I'm gonna go with I Can't Forget.
Now, I totally agree as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
I Can't Forget.
So I was thinking about your creative process and like your musical
Yeah.
evolution. And I've got a lot of questions to ask around that, but
Sure, no, I love it.
for the sake of time, I'm just gonna ask one simple question. What
Uh-oh.
challenges did you face creating Soulful Tales? And how did that
Yeah.
shape the final product?
Wow. I would say, there was some deaths in the families during, and I'm not going to say whom, but it was some personal deaths in the families during the collaboration. So that was very tough,
Right.
of course. So processing grief and then readjusting to, okay, we've got to finish this out
Yeah.
was a tough obstacle during the process of making Soulful Tales.
Yeah.
So grief was in the mix. Grief was in the mix during that. And I think how I processed it was, um, life, death is a part of life, loss is a part of life.
Yeah.
And interesting that my things of love, loss, rediscovery, I mean, that's like life.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, it was kind of like, whoo, the universe is really speaking, God is really speaking
Absolutely.
here.
Yeah.
And so I had to self-care and then make sure that the people involved that were mourning their loved ones, we had to take a pause for a minute because
Yeah.
we really wanted this EP, man, to drop in October, and it didn't until November because of these personal losses. So yeah, that was that. But we committed to finishing the project, and that makes it even the more sweeter that through those major, emotional challenges that we persevered through it.
Yeah.
We persevered.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
glad you managed to finish the final product because it's amazing. Um, so
Thank you.
you're from DC, and so
Yeah.
how has your local community in DC influenced your music? And how do you hope your EP will resonate with them? Oh,
Yeah. Um, how does my upbringing in Washington, DC, definitely, doing live performances, uh, um, being a performer
mhm.
on stage, it's a different technique than, studio recording.
Hmm.
However, as I am recording in studio, I'm I am kind of thinking about, oh, when I do this live, I cannot wait till I do it. I cannot wait to do this with my musicians on stage, you know, uh, so that I could get to the live performing side of Soulful Tales.
Hmm.
So that was like in my mind, in the back of my mind, like I'm looking forward to sharing the music, live on stage, and which is coming in 2025. I also did my EP release party the day that it dropped, November 16th.
Right.
And my DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia people came out to support. It was wonderful. We listened, we partied, we celebrated. I had the chance to tell the story behind,
All
you
right.
know,
Yeah.
as I'm writing. And it was like a throwback to like when you used to go to the record store, buy
Yeah.
the album, and listen and like really listen to the music and not like swiping like we do today. sound
Yes.
bites.
Yes.
It really was a chance to sit, to relax, have your glass of wine or whatever you're doing, and meet the artist behind the album,
Yeah.
and then find out what the story is behind it. So it was a wonderful thing. So that was like the community celebration, for SoulFul Tales release. So yeah.
Yeah.
And the musicians and the vocalists that came out, was inspired, and I love that when I inspire other artists. That's really amazing to me, because all of these people are great in their own right,
Yeah.
and doing their own thing. And so, yeah, that was a great night. I don't know.
Something to
But
look
even
into.
this interview, Moochie, with you on your network, I'm so blessed and just grateful for the opportunity, because this is the press side of,
Yeah.
showing people, and by your wonderful interview skills, about the EP and the music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking this could be done well. It's up. Yeah, I've got something to think about.
Your brain is chirping, right?
My brain is. Yeah, that's beside the point at the moment. Let's focus on this.
That's
Got a
what.
couple of fun questions to ask you. What's the
Okay.
best compliment you've ever received?
What is the weirdest compliment?
Best.
I'm sorry.
What's
What
the
is the
best
best compliment?
compliment?
As for an artist, wow.
Yes.
I that that my music, that people, when they hear me sing, it's like I'm singing directly to them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, and that my songwriting is very good. It's like that's important to me too, as a songwriter, because I'm still growing in the songwriting space, and as a gift, and as a gift.
Yeah.
So that those two are just like wow to me. Or when someone has said, Felice, I was having a really horrible day, and I put on your music, and I'm just feeling a little better, you know.
That's yeah.
That's a great compliment for me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And if you had the opportunity to be in somebody's shoes for a day, who might that be?
Ooh, wow. If I had the opportunity to be in anyone's shoes on the entire planet,
For a day.
wow, that is an amazing question. Would I walk in? Maybe I would want to be like, to see how the former First Lady Michelle Obama, just one day.
Right.
I wouldn't mind being in her shoes one day.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say Michelle Obama.
Fantastic.
Amazing,
There's no
gracious,
right
intelligent,
or wrong answer.
boss.
Yeah. Boss lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking ahead, what are your aspirations for the next chapter in your career?
Wow. Definitely, continuing to write, continuing to perform, touring. That is definitely, an aspiration. Definitely I also from time to time do vocal coaching.
Sure.
I would love to open an actual vocal coaching academy for artists, for to keep the vocal cords healthy.
Yeah.
And yeah, just to be able to, I would love to be able to perform everywhere that my music is being played, which is global. I mean, it's just like UK, so much love in the UK, and I'm so looking forward to performing there when that happens. And we are working on some things for that to happen. But it's Argentina and Chile and Panama and
all over the world.
Ecuador and Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's just
Brazil, they love their soul music.
Oh my God.
They love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rio de Janeiro? Oh my God, you kidding? Oh my Lord. That's what I'm talking about. I want to perform everywhere my music is being played.
Yeah.
I want to perform, me and my band and my singers. So yeah, yeah,
Oh, brilliant. So beyond music,
absolutely. Yeah.
what passions or interests fuel your creativity and influence your artistry?
Hmm. Um, I I'm a reader. I love to read.
Mm,
I think reading fuels me in different, whether it's fiction or nonfiction.
mhm.
Um, I think also, spending time with family and my friends is very important to me. That definitely fuels me. I need to be filled and loved.
Yeah,
Being around safe people
yeah.
is definitely a fuel for me. I also am getting a little back into coloring. Coloring
Oh,
kind
wow.
of eases my mind
Yeah.
because my mind tends to go a lot.
Wow.
So sometimes it's just like, let me just and just color.
Yeah.
Um, other hobbies that fuel me. I don't know if it necessarily fuels me, but I love spa. I love to relax. I love to take spa days
Yeah.
and wine festivals. I love, yeah.
A woman, a woman after my own heart. I love wine
but
taste. Yeah.
that's what I love to do.
Yeah. No,
It's
that's brilliant.
yeah,
One more, okay, one final question.
sure.
If you could share one piece of advice with aspiring artists, particularly those navigating genres like R&B, jazz, what would it be?
Mhm. Mm. Know that it won't be easy.
Mm,
Um, Allow yourself to um, go through the journey of understanding, everything that plays, all of the key things that will play a part in you recording and working with different people. That it's going to take your everything, and be willing to put in the work for it to be done well.
yeah.
Protect your brand,
Mm,
protect your reputation, um, research as much as you can about the business models that are out there because everything is changing so rapidly
yeah.
with technology and music business and streaming versus downloading versus,
Uh,
how can I make money with it?
yeah.
Do your research, and uh, in terms of the R&B and jazz, find your uniqueness, find your voice, find your unique voice,
Mm,
lock in on it, and master that. Take good care of yourself,
yeah.
self-care.
That's really important.
Um,
Yeah.
that's so important. And doing it for the love of the gift that you have is a wonderful thing. And redefining what success means to you.
Mm,
Because some people will feel like, well, you're not successful because you don't have a Grammy. You're not successful because you don't,
yeah.
you don't have, 10 million streams. That's not, don't allow other people's success definition to make you feel like you're not doing enough. Because the mere fact that you have the gift, that you want to do it, and that you are doing it, that's success. That is success. So, and have fun, learn, creativity is such a gift.
Mm,
And for those of us that have the gift, it comes with its own quirks, and you
yeah.
got to manage the, yeah, us artists, we're kind of quirky, and we're, super sensitive and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. But use that to your advantage. Um, and have fun while you're doing, R&B and soul.
Yeah.
Um, and know that we are standing on our ancestors' shoulders because they paved the way for so much. And then one day you'll pave the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wise words.
That's
That's
what I would say.
brilliant advice. And I'm sure our listeners listening out there, someone who's going to take that advice to heart, and it'll help them, pave their way. I
Namaste.
really, really appreciate your time. I just want to say once again, thank you very much for being with us. And we
You're so welcome.
wish you a wonderful holiday and an amazing 2025. But before we let you go, I would like to ask you to do us the honor of introducing, because I'm gonna play my this song, which I said I can't forget. If you can just introduce that for us, that would be amazing.
Moochie Alfonso, thank you so much for having me on your show. Thank you for doing this for independent recording artists all over the globe. Thank you so much, sir. So this song, my EP is sold everywhere: Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, all of the above. And also, if I can shout out my website, FeliceSoulJazz.com. You can come over and purchase the album via myself to support the artist. But this particular song is called I Can't Forget. And it's about not forgetting your first love and reminiscing when you two met and how much a great time you had.
Thank you
It's
so
a little
much.
Latin vibe.
Thank you so much.
Get into it.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays, everybody.
Thank you.
I remember the first time that we met. Ooh, your smile was something I couldn't forget. In the park under the old oak tree, you and I so young and flying high and free. Time has passed, but I still see your face in my dreams, haunting me. I can't forget my first love. Oh, your touch, your hands, your kiss. I seem to reminisce. I can't forget my first love. A feeling so strong, it still lingers on. I remember the first time that we kissed. Ooh, it was something I would always miss. In your black car under the low moonlight, you and I used to